The extension of the discussion that we just had about the survival of Prophet Jesus from the cross leads us to the second of Suhail Akhtar Saab's questions. And he asks, why do Ahmadis believe that Jesus spent most of his life in Kashmir's vicinity, where there isn't much historical evidence to support the claim? Perhaps I'll ask the panel to shed light on this belief.
Well, I can open up the discussion. It's again going to be a bit lengthy one. I'm surprised, the questioner, either he has not had the opportunity of finding out and studying about that one, because nowadays, by the grace of Allah, there is a lot of material available on this point. In the Ahmadiyya literature, in the non-Ahmadiyya literature, independent books written by non-Muslims and Christians, and independent research of various television stations. For example, BBC, they have a documentary which they have shown many times, indicating what happened to Jesus Christ after the incident of crucifixion. A similar TV documentary has been produced in Australia. A similar has been done in Ireland as well. So different television stations of the world, they have produced their independent documentaries indicating all this information, and this is going in the media repeatedly. Then there are articles, conferences, meetings, our own publication. I may refer here that on Al-Islam, the Ahmadiyya Muslim website, if people go there, they can find so many books. Actually, the books written by non-Muslims and carrying out their independent research, they have come out with the same result, that it looks, they can say, we can easily see the footprints of Jesus Christ traveling towards the eastern country.
And just to pause there for 1 second,
Yes.
so you made reference to the website. For the viewers, the website is www.alislam.org. So if you'd like to go to the website and read the books that Imam Sahib has made reference to, I'm sure you'll find a vast resource there for your information. Ibrahim Sahib, just to bring you in on this subject, obviously it's very topical, and Imam Sahib said that many different historical sources, which leads us to the actual belief itself. That and some of, maybe you can identify some of the key aspects that have led us to this belief.
Well, I mean, it goes back to the Bible, because that's the source we have to go for initially. Because the Bible is also a book, not considered as a spiritual book. Christians believe to be historical accounts as well. And like I said earlier on, we have seen from the time Jesus was taken down from the cross, revived, heading away from Jerusalem up towards Galilee. And if you read through all the accounts, you will see that in fact, after the crucifixion, he requested that his followers meet him in Galilee. And Galilee is just the northern part of, or the midsection of what is now known as Israel. And even if we lead on from there, we know that Paul went in search of early Christians who were in Damascus at that time. And he claims, the Bible claims, that he met, or he had an experience. Some scholars are saying that he actually met him in Damascus, or on the route to Damascus. This shows us that he was moving away.
Yes.
And we know that historical fact, that there are people in Kashmir who resemble and who take the names of Jewish tribes of Israel.
Yes.
And Jesus himself said there are many sheep who have not yet heard his voice, so that he has to go to them, the tribes of Israel.
So it leads into the fact that it's also fulfillment of his mission.
Absolutely. And there's one, Imam Sahib mentioned there is many books, but there's one book, a particular book, which was written by Professor Fidel Hassanin, who is he runs the professor, and he runs the museums of in Jumma in Kashmir, and also the antiquities. He himself has written a book called In Search of the Historical Jesus, and clearly proving, interesting enough, we know, I should find this, it just came to my mind now, that in one of the Gospels of Thomas, it mentions Thomas being in India and meeting with Jesus in India. It says that Thomas was in India about the year 40 AD, and he met Jesus in 47 AD. And so these are clear indications that Jesus had there, he resided there, and obviously you have the grave in Kashmir. Yes. So there's very strong historical evidence that Jesus did travel in that area. And again, this is not our something that we have came up with. It's something historically based.
Imam Sahib,
I think in Hindu literature,
yes,
the Mahabhushya Puranas, I think it is mentioned that Raja Shalbahan, he happened to meet someone who came from outside, and that was Jesus Christ, who was describing himself, that I am the son of a virgin. Yes. I have suffered at the hands of my enemies. And then when he was asked that what is your name, He said Mashihu, which is so close to Masih. And then he also said, what is your mission? He said, my mission is love. Everything that Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, has been telling or going through, he pointed out all those things to that king. And that meeting is recorded in the historical books of Hindu literature. So everything is there quite clear. As a matter of fact, there was a big conference in London in 1978, Deliverance from the Cross. And very valuable articles were read out on all aspects from the beginning to the end. And that is the full documented book, A Deliverance from the Cross.
Right.
That is also available on the website.
On Al-Islam. Jazakallah. Ibrahim, did you want to add something?
Yeah, so I'm not sure, I can't remember. Taxila is a place called...
Taxila.
This actual book mentioned that Thomas went to Taxila.
Right.
So, I mean, historically based. So
it's a place in modern-day Pakistan, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember, was in India, Pakistan. So it shows clearly that he did go in that direction.
So hopefully that will satisfy that there are a number of historical accounts, both from the Holy Quran, the Bible, and indeed from the Indian Chronicles, as Imam Sahib pointed out.
I think we should also mention about the book Jesus in India,
Yes.
which is so important and so pivotal in this whole discussion. It is written by the Hazrat Promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam. In that he has put together the arguments from the Holy Quran, from the sayings of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Islamic history, then biblical argument, then from books of medicine and books of history. So all these things with proper references is documented in one book. It is worth reading for everyone. It is Jesus in India.
Jazakallah, Imam Sahib. And